All right, this video is going to cover Module 2, Chapter 5, Conditionals and Recursion. I'm going to break this video up into two videos, so this is going to be the recursion section. Um, so most of this chapter is actually conditionals, which I made the video of for the previous video, but this one's going to cover the recursion section. And so the best way to learn recursion, in my opinion, is to go through a bunch of different problems and see how they work, okay? Now, I've uploaded this CSC 119 Python recursion problems to the extra videos and worksheets module that I've created for you guys. So right now I'm just going to go through these and you can see how they run, okay? Now bear with me because I'm going to be using my sketch screen, so it's kind of a pain writing on the screen with these pens, so we'll see how we do, okay? Okay, so for this first one, you've got a function called product, okay, and it's accepting variable n, which is 6, okay, and inside this function, if 6 is less than or equal to 1, then it returns 1, else it returns n times, in the first case, 6 times product. And notice we call product here again, so recursive method is a method that calls itself over and over and over again until some sort of condition is met, and it completes its execution. But this is how you'd solve this thing. So I use a lot of tables for this. So I would say n, okay, and the next one is n is less than or equal to 1. Then I've got n times product. Again, bear with me. My handwriting is not perfect with these. I did it wrong. And let me get here. Here's my eraser. Okay. Back to here. So n times product, n minus 2. Okay, and then I leave this last column open for when we pop up the stack, so I'll show you how that works. So first time through, n is 6. 6 is not less than or equal to 1, so I'm going to just cross that out. So then I got 6 times the product, which is going to be 4 minus 2. So n will be 4, and 4 is not less than or equal to 1, so I cross that out, and I've got 4 times product. So then we got, I screwed something up. Yep, I did. Shoot. No, I didn't. I'm good. Okay, so then we got, so this is 6. This should be actually 6 right here. I'm sorry. That should be 6. Because 6 minus 2 is 4. Then we got 4 minus 2 is 2. And 2 is not less than or equal to 1. So I cross out, so I get 2. Multiply that by product. And so then I got n is 2 minus 2, and that gives me 0. So 0 is less than or equal to 1. That's true. So it returns put some lines in here so that you guys can see each step. It returns 1. Okay. Now for the fun part. So I can't remember what those Russian dolls are called, where there's like a smaller doll within the doll, and then there's another smaller doll within that doll, and so on and so forth. So really what's happening is this is the base case for that whole thing right there. So what you have is 2 times 1, and that equals 2. And now this 2 is the base case for this right here. So what I do is I pop that in there, up there, and I've got 4 times 2, and that's equal to 8. Okay, this is the base case for this whole thing right here. So I'm going to pop 8 into there, and if I do 6 times 8, that's going to equal 48. Okay, so 48 is your final answer, and so your answer would be D on this. Okay, and so you guys can test this. You guys can go plug this in, and it's going to come out. It's going to spit out 48 right here. Okay, but the most important thing is understanding how the recursive methods process everything. All right, so I'm not going to go through. This sheet on here has many difficult problems, much more difficult than anything the book gives you. There's about 9 problems, I believe. I'm going to go through 2, 3, 4. I'll go through 5 on this, so a little over half, and then I'll go through one of the exercises in your book. The book one's really easy. So each time I have to close this down though, and go to the next one. So that's problem 1. I'll do 1. Let's do 3 here. So let's open this back up. See how this works. Okay, sketch screen. Perfect. All right, so we're trying to figure out what this prints, and I'm just going to keep this right here so you guys can, I've got enough room to write this out. But the first thing that it has is an S in it, and the first time through, S is equal to star, star. Okay, and then it has this. It has what does it have? An if statement. If len s is less than 8, then what? Then you know what? I'm gonna erase some stuff again. Okay, I need more room. If len is less than 8, then splat. We do s plus s. Okay, so that's more room for me. Okay, and then once that's done, we're just going to print s. Sorry guys, I am not used to using these pens. Okay. All right, so first time through, s is equal to star, star. Okay, now remember, len finds the length of your string. Okay, so 2 of these get passed in, s is 2 stars, so 1, 2 is the length. 2, so basically that comes out to if I'm jumping back and forth in my mind through Java. There's no parentheses in Python. So if 2 is less than 8, okay, because the length, remember, is 2, which is true, then we do what? Splat, which is basically what? Star, star plus star, star. Okay, and I might need to do some erasing here real quick to make this larger, because it's going to eventually be a lot more. So do this. We'll bring this over and we'll say printf, so we'll be over here. Okay, so this is now a string with 1, 2, 3, 4. Four characters in it. Okay, so if 4 is less than 8, which it is, then splat 2, 3, 4 plus, okay, which is now 8. So let's see if I can fit in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's just part of this column, all right? So next up, we should have if 8 is less than 8, which is not, so it does not call that again, all right? So this if statement is now complete, and what we do now is we pop back up the stack, all right? So we still have to print this one. So the way that I pop back up the stack is you got 8 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got S here was 4. And you got right here S is 2. Okay. So which one does it print first? It gets done with this and it prints what S was, which was 8. So it prints this one first. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now it goes up to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes up to the next one. Okay. So in this case, it does this, it goes to this one, and then you can't forget to go back up the stack and do these other ones, okay? All right, so that's 1 and 3. Let's look at 5 next. This one should be pretty easy. All right, I gotta close this out again. Scroll down. Myself a little bit more space. Okay, so again. Sketch. All right. So here we pass 5 into result. 5 is not equal to 1, so it doesn't do that yet. So it is returning that. So we got to have an n over here, and I'm going to have n equals 1, and then I'm going to have 2 times the result n minus 1 some space there. Okay, I'm going to leave this open for when I pop back up the stack. So in this first instance, is 5. 5 is not equal to 1, so we won't do that. So we do 2 times the result of 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 is not equal to 1, so then I've got 2 times the result. 4 minus 1 gives me 3. 3 is not equal to 1, so I got 2 times result. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 is not equal to 1, so I've got 2 times result. This is 1. 1 is equal to 1, so we return 2. Okay. So the way this is going to look, this is the base case for that. So you got 2 times 2. That's 4. 4 is the base case of that. So you got 2 times 4 is 8. 8 is the base case of this. So you got 2 times 8. That's 16. And 16 is the base case of this one. So as you pop back up this stack, you got 2 times 16, which is 32. So this is your final answer. Okay, so your answer would be B here. Okay, that was 5, I believe. Okay, let's do 6 now. Close this out. Scroll down to 6. Okay, whoops. Shoot. There we go. So in this case, let's see here. We got sketch screen. So we've got what? N, A, and D. So I'm going to write these down. N, A, and D. Okay. And we've got then N. N equals 1. And then we've got this D plus mystery. N minus 1, A, and D. Okay. So let's see what all this is. So N is 3. A is 2. And D is 6. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to be. Where's my. There we go. Make sure it's clean. Okay. So is 3 equal to 1? That's not true. Okay. So then we've got. we've got here, we've got. D is 6. We got 6 plus mystery, which is what? 3 minus 1, comma, 2, and 6. Okay. So now N is 2. A is 2, and D is 6. So 2 is equal to 1. That's not true. So then we got 6 plus mystery. And then we got 2 minus 1, comma 2, comma 6. So 2 minus 1 is 1, 2, and 6. And so 1 is equal to 1. So it returns right here, it returns A. So what is A? A is 2. So you return 2, which is A. Okay. Okay, so 2 is the base case for this whole thing. So you got 6 plus 2 equals 8. And 8 is the base case for this. So you got 6 plus 8, and that equals 14. 14 is your final answer there. Okay. Okay. Last up, number 8. And number 8's by far the most difficult one, but I've got an easy way to learn it, I think. So what I'm going to do, if I can. Because I am going to use probably close to the whole page for this. So you start right here. I got, okay, that should be enough. Okay. All right, so in this one, you've got a recursive method that calls itself 2 different times. So you got one here and one here. Okay. Inside, you're printing off everything that prints after each of these runs. All right. So to make this easy, I will say do something. I'm going to say do S. Do S, okay? Because when you get into these harder ones, it's easier just to, not write as much stuff, okay? So do S equals 3, okay? That's my first one. Inside do S, and I love these boxes, okay? I have, well, first of all, N is 3 is greater than 0, okay? So I'll have do S is basically 2, okay? So I'm just doing that in my head. I'm saying 3 minus 1 is 2, and I'm making it easy on myself, okay? Then I have a print. It prints 3 because it's printing N. N hasn't changed because of this, okay? N is still 3, so I'm printing. Ooh, and I'm going to make that sure. I got to make sure that's good. So this is a 3, okay? And then I do S again, and I've got 2 in here because 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay. That brings me off into this branch right here, which is going to be do S, which is now 2. Okay? And I make myself a nice little box. Okay? This do S is now 1. Okay? 1 is still greater than 0. Okay? So this one prints 2. Okay? And then it does a do S 1. Okay? So since 1 is still greater than 0, then I got to do another one. So this will be do S 1. So this is do S at 0. And since 0 is not greater than 0, this one's done. Okay? But we still have to print 1. And do S at 0. That's done. Okay? Then we go to this one. which is do S1. So we got do S0, that's done. Print 1, do S at 0, it's done. Okay. Now, we do bottom, starting at the very bottom, left to right, and so this is the first one that prints, so I'll put first right here. Then it comes back up and does 2, I believe. Let me see here real quick just to make sure I don't screw anything up on you guys. Okay, so it comes back up and does this second. It does this one third. Okay, and then comes back up and does this one fourth. And so this whole side is done. So you've got 1, 2, 1, 3, and now I've got to do this side now. Okay, so this is do S2. So this is do S1, do S, or sorry, it's a print. Okay, so this is a print 2, and do S1. Okay, so now, same kind of thing as this side. This comes down and does a do S1. So this would be a do S0, print 1, do S0. Okay, and now I do this one. Do S1, do S0, print 1, do S0. So it does this one first, it prints this one fifth, comes back up, does this one, prints this one sixth. And then these are done, these done. Okay, and then it prints seventh. So that's fourth, fifth is 1, sixth is 2, seventh is 1. So this is what your final answer looks like to that thing, okay? This might take you some time to figure out, but to be honest with you, I think it's also beyond the scope of this course. This is for if you're getting into higher level type recursive problems, but it's also good just to know how they work and see how this is working. But I'm not going to be grading you on this. Okay, so last one for this unit. Close this out and go on to, got our internet section, and I believe it's exercise 4. So I could probably just do this. Okay. I guess it's going to be kind of silly with me, so let's do this. Let's put this into here. And we're going to have, they want to know what happens when we curse. Oh, that's just the second part of it. Sorry. So they want us to look at this. So all right. So you got N, you got S, you got N is equal to 0, and you got recurse N minus 1 N plus S. Okay, so all it's going to do is print that at the end. See, what do you got? 3 and 0. 3 is equal to 0. It's not true. So you got recurse 3 minus 1 and 3 plus 0. So what do we got here? We got 2 and we got 3. So 2 equals 0. That's not true. So we recurse. Then we got, what, 2 minus 1 and 2 plus 3, which is 1 and 5. And 1 equals 0. That's not true. So we recurse. And we do 1 minus 1 and 5, no, 1. Sorry, guys. We got 1 plus 5, and so that gives us 0, 6, and what 0 is equal to 0, so what do? We just print S, so we print 6. Do that over here. Okay, and S is 6. Okay, so we don't have to pop back up the stack on any of these because we're not adding anything or multiplying or doing something to each of these where like this is the base case of that. You know, it's not like we're doing anything with this. So your final answer for this one is 6. And then let me just look real quick. It says, what would happen if you called the function like this, -1 and 0? Well, let's look at this. N is -1. -1 is not equal to 0. Okay? And so then we go down here and we go -1 minus 1 would be -2. So we're subtracting 1 each time. So basically you have an infinite recursion. It would just go on forever. Okay? Okay, I write a doc string that explains someone would need to know in order to use this function and nothing else. I mean, I think that's kind of what I did. I went through it. I also explained too that this would be a like an infinite loop, infinite recursion. Okay, so that should give you guys plenty of practice problems to try doing on your own. Okay.